Would you believe me if I told you that charitable giving can leave you with more, not less? Most people wouldn't. After all, we're taught that if you have something and you give it away, you're left with less. Simple math, right? But that's not how it actually works. Done right, generosity can open doors, build communities, and strengthen your financial future, all at the same time. It's not just about what you give, it's also about how you give. Give intentionally, impact exponentially. Hi, I'm Keith Demetriades. Today we're talking about intentional giving, how to give in a way that multiplies your impact, helps more people, and strengthens your ability to keep giving for years to come. A lot of people think structured giving is designed for billionaires with charitable foundations and bulletproof tax strategies. But it's not just for the ultra wealthy. It's for everyone. The biggest problem I see with charitable giving is that people often do it haphazardly, squeezing in a donation when there's a little left over, or when they need that tax write-off at the end of the year. Look, this scattershot approach is better than nothing, but honestly, a lack of focus makes your efforts less effective. Luckily, there's a pretty simple fix. It takes a little planning, but you can build charitable giving into your life like any other financial priority. You just have to figure out, one, how much you want to give, not just this year, but consistently over time. Start by setting a giving goal, whether that's a percentage of income, investment returns, or a set dollar amount. Making generosity part of your financial plan means you never have to wonder if you can afford it. Two, where your money will have the greatest impact, whether that's your church, a cause you're passionate about, or a mix of charities. Instead of reacting to every request that comes your way, decide ahead of time what causes you want to support. This ensures your giving is intentional, not scattered. Three, how to structure your giving in the smartest way possible, so you're not just giving more, but giving more effectively. There are ways to give that stretch your generosity further, whether that's through donor-advised funds, qualified charitable distributions, or donating appreciated assets instead of cash. A plan helps you focus your efforts and create greater impact. I also want to make one more point. The term structured giving can make people think that there's no room for spontaneity in your plan. The opposite is true. You can budget for unexpected opportunities. Then when a great new cause hits your radar, you just pull from that spontaneous giving bucket. It's a win-win. Spontaneity without stress. Give intentionally, impact exponentially. I say it over and over. Being a savvy steward means having a plan. But let's talk about something that can get in the way. Procrastination. We sometimes drag our feet on creating a plan, but it's not usually about a lack of generosity. It's more often about fear. The fear of having less. You know the feeling. You want to give. You do. You see the needs around you, and your heart says, yes, I should do something. But then, almost in the same breath, the doubts creep in. What if I need this money later? What if I give too much and stretch myself too thin? What if an unexpected expense comes up and I regret giving it away? These are real concerns, and they make sense because for so much of our lives, we're taught to think of money as something to be protected, accumulated, stored up for our security. The idea of parting with it consistently, intentionally, with no guarantee of return, that feels risky. And yet, we're called to give, not just when it's easy, not just when we have extra, but as a fundamental part of how we live. Because money was never meant to be a shield, it was meant to be a sword. Money's a tool that lets you take action, a tool for stewardship, impact, and making a difference beyond ourselves. But that only happens if we actually use it. Give intentionally, impact exponentially. Most people who practice intentional giving don't give because they have so much extra money that they don't even have to think about it. They've made a conscious decision and then made a plan for it. That's what allows them to give freely, without hesitation, without guilt, and without fear. Because when giving is planned, it's not a hardship, it's an investment in the future. So with the idea of investing in mind, let's talk about how you can create a giving portfolio. I encourage you to set up 3 buckets: set, selected, and spontaneous. Think of set giving as your non-negotiables. These commitments will stay the same year after year. Your tithe, your ongoing support for a specific mission, the organizations you've pledged to stand behind, no matter what. But just because something is set doesn't mean it can't be optimized. When you know you'll be giving a set amount every year, you can use financial tools that make that giving more efficient, freeing up even more resources to give over time. For example, if you're giving directly from income, what if there was a way to provide the same amount but reduce your tax burden? And charitable bunching lets you combine multiple years' worth of donations into 1 year, helping you exceed the standard deduction and lower your taxable income. Or, if you're in retirement and taking required minimum distributions, a qualified charitable distribution lets you donate directly from your IRA, keeping the money tax-free and ensuring that more of your gift goes to the cause rather than the IRS. Even something as simple as automating your giving, setting up recurring donations, or directing a percentage of investment growth toward your non-negotiables ensures it happens without fail, because it's already accounted for. Next up, selected giving. These are things you're choosing to support at this stage of your life. Maybe you've become passionate about a new mission, started supporting a scholarship fund, or decided to back a community initiative that wasn't even on your radar 5 years ago. Change can be a good thing. It can widen your sphere of influence, but if you're deciding case by case and donating wherever a request comes in, it's easy for this kind of giving to become scattered, inconsistent, or less impactful than it could be. I suggest an annual evaluation to plan for the year ahead. Do you want to continue with your selected giving or shift it to new causes? Then think about efficiency. If you're helping multiple organizations, are there smarter ways to do it? For example, a donor-advised fund allows you to contribute once, take the tax benefit immediately, and distribute the money over time. Instead of making scattered donations throughout the year, you have a central hub for giving, one that allows you to be more deliberate when simplifying tax reporting. And don't overlook the power of donating assets instead of cash. If you have investments that have grown in value, you can give stock or real estate instead of selling and donating cash. This eliminates capital gain taxes and increases the value of your gift. The same dollar amount goes further when it's given wisely. Give intentionally, impact exponentially. Last, let's talk about spontaneous giving. Not every act of generosity can or should be planned. Some of the most meaningful giving happens in the moment. A friend is in crisis, a natural disaster strikes, a fundraiser crosses your path, and something about it moves you to act. You may not know the specifics of spontaneous planning in advance, but you can still be strategic about it. Your third bucket should be for unexpected opportunities. That way, when you feel called to a spontaneous act, you don't have to hesitate because the money's already earmarked. And remember, spontaneous giving doesn't have to mean writing a big check. It can be covering someone's meal, stepping in when you see a need, or simply being generous in your everyday life. When it's part of your plan, you'll start seeing opportunities to be generous everywhere. Remember, our lives aren't just defined by what we keep, but by what we give. Give intentionally, impact exponentially. Intentional giving doesn't leave you with less. It leaves you with more, much more. More confidence, more discipline, more meaning, more purpose. That's addition, not subtraction. I'm Keith Demetriades. Thanks for joining me today. And if you found this video valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to get more information on financial planning and intentional giving. Be a savvy steward. Make your life count.